Hey everyone, it's Arlo. I'm back. Glad you could stop by, check out the new PC we're putting together for our audio production. Taking both the sides off so you can see inside now. It's going to be pretty sweet. So probably going to take some of these drive bays out. I'm not going to be using those at first. I'll create some more airflow. Cabling going through here. This is where our motherboard is going to be at. Power supply down here. You can see on the other side, around. Other side, they've got the cabling, going up here real nice already with some nice cable ties and everything. And then right here, these will come off, and we can put SSD drives in here at some point. So once we use up the M2 there, I'll probably use these. So that's the case looks like opened up. Next up, we're going to be working on the motherboard, getting everything set up for that. So hang around for that. First off is the power supply. So this is that thermal take power supply. Bunch of connections in the back for all of our power. On-off switch here, and also a switch to turn the fan on and off. You can see that there's a little switch here. So we're going to put that into here, in this part of the case. I've already removed a bunch of the drives here. Going to create more airflow. We don't need those quite yet. So that's going to be our power supply. It comes with this really nice case with all your cables. And Randy said this would be frightening. It kind of is, but we're not using everything there, so we'll be all right. We're going to set those aside for now. This was in the case for the case. This is it's got all the accessories, the screws and everything. Came in this little bag here with zip ties, and it has everything laid out like what you're going to need there. So we're looking for these 4 here screws for the power supply, which I found right here. Kind of tiny, but right there they are. So next up, we're going to get that in there. We're going to screw it in, and then we'll get it connected to power there. We'll have it all powered off, and we connect it to the wall, so we'll have a ground there. We can touch this. Just make sure we don't have any static electricity when we get to our messing with our board here next. So I'm going to do that next. Just slide it in, and then we'll move on to the next one. So we have the power supply installed. Got our 4 screws, 2, 3, 4 screws. Next we're going to pull off this little sticker here, and then we can plug in here and then plug into our surge protector. Then I'll be touching this just to make sure we ain't got any static electricity going on, but I don't have any carpets in the house or anything like that, so I'm not too concerned with it. You can get one of those ESD straps and also connect it to one of these. I've seen guys do that, but I'm not too worried about it. It should be fine, as long as we be careful what we touch. So let's get back. Next one, we're going to get to the motherboard next. All right, so now we have the motherboard. Let's open this up. There we go. We're going to pull that out of there. Close the box back up. Nothing that comes. There's a bunch of other stuff in here. I don't need that quite yet. We're just going to close that up, and then we're going to reach in here, and we'll just take our motherboard out of here. And they're right there. Okay. So here we got the motherboard. We've already got our chip installed here. So we're good to go with that. That was kind of the scarier part. So you won't see that here, but you can see that in Randy's video. And that's what I'm going to tell you too. I'm going through this a little quicker here. I'm just going to show you an overview of some of this stuff, how I'm doing it. But definitely check out Randy's video, because he'll have cameras right down in here so you can see a lot better. I'm not quite there in my YouTube production skills yet. So I'm just going to give you an overview of some of the stuff I'm doing. So next up, we're going to get the cooler and get it set up there. So that's what we're gonna do next. Next up, we're gonna attach our cooler to the top of the CPU. When you open up the cooler, they have parts for Intel, parts for AMD. We're doing the Intel chip, so we're gonna use these. Inside, there's this bracket. This is gonna go into the back, and there's two other brackets that are gonna go into the top. They have these little screws. They go through here, like so, and this little rubber piece flips over the top of it. Kind of push it on there and it holds it in place. Make sure that's down in there. Yeah, there we go. And the next one, get down in there. And then we just push this little rubber piece on there. You can see that too good. So then we got all these connected here. You'll be able to see this a lot better in Randy's video. I'm gonna do my level best for you. So now we're gonna flip the circuit board over. All right, guys, so back and get ready to put the thermal paste on. I actually had the brackets going this way, but then once I got my power supply, they're like, well, that's not the way we want it. We want it to go this way. So I had to change the brackets. I moved them the other way. So they're on there, you see them here and here. So we're gonna have them going that way. And then I was trying to figure out which is where the fan here, which side that's gonna go on. I saw from the pictures, there's like a line here more towards the back here. So our fan will go on this way. So we'll get to that next. But right now we're gonna do this thermal paste, which is, we'll see how this goes. It comes in this little thing here. Take this off. And then you're only supposed to do like a P, shape of a P. Let's see how fast it comes out. Not too fast. Okay, it's gonna be plenty. So thermal paste is on. We're gonna pull this little piece of plastic off. This in the back, okay. Just gonna go on there like that. Just like that. Our bracket on here. Set that up. Started there. The other side here. Okay, so I'll get that tightened up and then we'll get to the fan part. We should be done. Okay, now we're going to connect this fan to the front. These little metal wires. So let's see how difficult I can make this look. We're doing good. We're hanging in there. So we're gonna put that on there and just to hold it like so. Slide that in. That should just push around the back. Like so. And then we'll get the other one here. Oh, we got her upside down, Arlo. I see cold beer in my future after getting this done today. Come on. There. There. We got it. Fans on there. Okay. And then we'll just have to connect its power on here. I believe the fan's power right here, so we'll hook that up next. Cooler done. I hope that's the hardest part. All right, next up we'll be putting the RAM and the SSD in. We got the fan installed, got her plugged in here, right there. Next up is the RAM. So we got 4 sticks of RAM. These little things here we open up, and then we're just going to get into the case. And there's little notches there. I'll tell you which way it'll fit in there. If I try to put it in that way, it ain't gonna work. This way, the notch lines up. So we're gonna start the farthest one here. You gotta give these a little push, and they lock down in. Oh, okay, we've got 32 gigs of RAM installed. Next up, we're gonna put the Samsung M2 in, so stay tuned for that. Now we're putting in our 970 Evo M2. I've taken off the heat sink here. I'm gonna use this one. There's another one up here we could use. That'll use the SATA port. This one won't do that. So we're gonna do this one, I think. I don't know that it's gonna matter too much to me, but it may. So we put this little piece in there, and this drive will sit on it. Now there's a little notch you'll see there, and you'll see the little notch in here, and it just slides in there kind of at an angle. Just a little bit of pressure, and it pops right in there. And then this little screw, there's a tiny little itsy bitsy little screw. Should have done a magnetic screwdriver because of that there. But we'll get it in there. Here we go. Boy, this is tedious, but we're getting it done slowly. So that's in there. Then next I'll put the heat sink back on, and that'll be all done. And then, wow, okay, I think next is the motherboard goes into the case, and then we connect up with the stuff here. So cooler, RAM, SSD. All right, next up we'll get it into the case. Next thing we're doing is we got to put little standoff screws in here into these different spots, and that's going to raise the motherboard up off the metal here. And they mark it on here like which ones you need to use. It's the ATXA, so you just follow that, and it seems like it's going to work out good. So they have these little guys. You just can go into one of these little holes. Then they give you a tool. Put the tool on there with your screwdriver, and then you just tighten that up until it's tight enough. And then I'll just go around. There's 9 of these I'll be putting around here, and then once we get that, then we can lay the motherboard on, and then we're just going to screw into these guys. So that's our next step there. When we get back, I'll have the motherboard in here. All right, got these little screws put in. The motherboard is going to sit on. Got them all around the case here. Boom, over there. Like I said, there was a little thing here that said ATXA, so I just followed where the A was, where the little A was. See, Does that help? This already had the I/O shield on it. Just gonna move this other little cable out of here and slide that. Oh wow, that lined up. Wow, that was pretty awesome. Is that? So check it out. There's a little one black piece here that was sticking up. I just lined it into that, and all my other holes seem lined up. And I think we got the I/O panel in there. I think we got that in there good. Oh, that looks, oh, that's good, good, good. I think we're in good shape. So now next I'm gonna just put those screws around, and the motherboard will be in. Then after that, I think we're ready to start putting cables together. All right, I'll get to that next. Oh, is it Miller time yet? All right, we've got our board in. It's all connected. Now we're gonna hook up this ATX, the board, to the power supply. So we're gonna use this here. It's just gonna connect up into this. A little snap there. That's on. Next up, what we're gonna do is just connect all of our front I/O panel stuff here. It's all labeled. It says reset switch, HT audio, and they'll get all plugged in underneath down here. So I'm gonna take my time now and just slowly go through that. And once I have that all set, I'll come back and show you what we're gonna do next. Finish the cabling down here. Definitely check out Randy's video for that power up here. That was fun. Now I got my monitor set up. Got that. That's hooked in, and kind of the moment of truth now. We're gonna hit the power button and see what happens. Let's see if it comes on. Look. You gotta turn on the power supply. Ooh. Things are moving. Fans are going around. It's a good sign. Oh boy, Asus. Hitting the delete key here, see if it sends us into the BIOS. Well, there it is. Thank you, Randy. We got to the BIOS. Things are working. Okay, so as you can see, we got fans going in here. Both fans are running. Stuff looks good so far. Our cooler fan's running. Super quiet. You can't hear a single. Yeah, it's so quiet. Well, cool. All right, my next thing is I'm gonna follow Randy's other video on the BIOS. We're gonna do that, and then I'll get into Windows. We'll put Windows on here. All right, guys, that's all for now. I'll probably get you at the end of this when we got Windows going. All right, so here we are. Computer's working good. I've got most of my software set back up, so Amplitude, all my amp sims, 2Notes, Easy Drummer. Got all my video editing software back on here. The big one I'm working on right now is my Cubase, which is my DAW. That one's harder to get set up. They have this weird e-license thing on there that's just real difficult, but I'll get that figured out here next. I got my interface set up, so I have the speakers working, and seems like all the USB ports are working. So everything's working really good. The Wi-Fi with the computer I got going on.
Really haven't had too many hiccups yet. So I did get to work on a video, which is, it's interesting. When I used to upload videos to my laptop, it would take like 20 minutes, a half hour for it to optimize the clips to get them ready to, so you start editing them. Where I put one on here, same length, and it did it like in 2 minutes. It was really fast, so I think my video editing stuff's gonna be so much easier to do now. So really excited about that, and just hoping to get the DAW set up here in the next couple days so I can get back to recording music next week. And yeah, so everything's going good. So just, you know, watching the video, I hope some folks learn some things from it. Thanks again to Randy at Molten Music Technology. I think that's what it was. But you'll find it on there, and that really helped. And I think if I wasn't trying to film the actual putting together the computer, it'd been super easy. I got done real fast. It took me about 5 hours to get it all done with the video going on. But it would have taken me much shorter if I was just putting the computer together. So not that difficult. So if you're thinking about doing it, if I can do it, most of you folks will be able to do it. It's pretty easy. You just check out PC Parts Picker, start laying in your parts, do a lot of research on, you know, how much RAM you're going to need. Again, I'm doing 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, so it's going to be good. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and then we'll be getting back to music next week. Really excited about that. So take care. Hope you have a great day. Get to play some guitar.